Okay, Samuel, welcome very much into our studio today. You're the convener of Network 11, I think.
Yes.
Could you tell me what the network's about?
Well, the name of the network is Educational Effectiveness and Quality Assurance. So it's related to, well, the quality of education in general, factors that determine the quality and effectiveness of education. Well, in fact, it's perhaps a very general topic, because everybody influences
It's a big topic.
in the quality, but it's a big topic indeed. Yeah.
It is a big topic. What do you see? I mean, we hear a lot in the press, certainly in the English language press,
Yes.
about quality. So I suppose you're at the centre of a lot of the debates going on. What do you think are the big issues about the quality of education?
Well, as you most probably know, this movement of quality in institutions in general proceeds from the productive work, not initially from education. You know? But probably the contribution of this paradigm, I would say, is how to have a better quality of not only results but also of processes, and including I think this is the main satisfaction, the contribution, the satisfaction of the people working in this institution, in this case in education, and even the satisfaction of the students. So it's perhaps a more humanistic idea of...
But how can you measure satisfaction? How do you say it's not like a meal? Education isn't like sitting down and saying, that was a wonderful paella I just ate. It's complex. How can you...
Yes, experts sometimes say that there are some terms, for example, quality, for example, satisfaction, for example, ethical values in general, that they are, well, they use it, recently the term construct. It's a construct. A construct is a concept that you cannot contrast, you cannot evaluate, because it's a theoretical concept. But this construct manifests itself in different aspects. For example, quality. Well, you cannot measure the quality in itself, but you can measure, for example, results. If there are many students who obtain a degree, this is an indicator, a feature of the quality of an institution. If, for example, teachers have a good salary, this is another indicator. If teachers, for example, don't change very frequently from school to school, this is an indicator that they are satisfied, etc., etc.
But aren't these quite political? These are big political issues. I mean, wouldn't some governments say the real issue is quality, and they will do it just on strictly on measuring the students' exam results, regardless of processes? Other people would say, no, that's not the way, it's processes. And this is both an educational research issue, but it's also a political issue.
Well, yes, indeed, you're right. Well, education is a very political aspect.
Yes.
Well, even politicians very frequently speak about education as the main factor of producing, well, countries' development, etc. You know? And on the other hand, the control of the education is a very political aspect. Many politicians try to intervene into society through education, because if you change the mentality of the people through education, you change the country, you change the societies. So certainly, well, it's a very political aspect, and of course, as everybody knows, that recently there are, well, a number of international studies, analysis of the situation of the educational systems in different countries, and politicians are very much concerned about the results of these of these international studies, for example, because, well, it influenced, in the opinion of the people, and I think people's opinion is very important for a politician.
Yes, yes. I mean, I don't know of any education minister in Europe who doesn't say we must improve the quality of our education.
Yes.
And then you say, what is that? So researchers too. Tell me your network. How many people come? How many people have you got at your network conference this year?
Well, we have just begun. You know, we
yes.
have just had the first session, but there are, well, I think approximately there are not. I don't have the right number, but I think it is about 40, more than 40.
That's a lot that's a lot for a start.
Yeah.
So how many countries are you covering?
Yes, of
that's
course.
That's quite interesting.
Yes, yes. Well, there's I think an interesting phenomenon in the association in general, in the ECER, that ECER is a European association. Yes. But I think what Europeans do interest not only to European people, but
to people in the rest of the world,
to other continents and other countries. And well, really, most of the participants, of the presenters in our network proceed from mostly European universities or European administrations. But there are some people from other countries, for example, there are a number of from the United States, there are people from Canada, there are people from Thailand, there are people from Turkey, there are people from Mexico. Mexico too.
Well. And what I'm sort of interested in is these different perspectives on quality. I mean, to an extent they're culturally driven. So, for instance, I know best the UK, and UK has had a very outcomes-driven process of measuring quality. So, I suppose in your network you're getting a change of different cultural notions as well as research notions.
Yes, indeed. Well, I think, my personal opinion is that theoretically this conception, this paradigm, or this trend, you allow me to say, of quality in general and education in particular, is a very good contribution for the world today in general, for Europe in general. No? Well, there is a risk that politicians try to use this, let's say, this conception to control and to normalize, to regularize, and to set up strict legislation about what quality is, and even to, to set up even some not only constraints but also say like punishments. For example, I think the most important aspect for the quality of education is how education improves. Not particularly what is the quality of education. The most important aspect is the improvement. If you got in a very bad situation, if you grow up, if you increase, I think that's good. But if you don't grow, don't increase, I think that's bad.
So quality, yes, I think I'd agree with you. So quality should be a process, a movement of improvement.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yes. For example, in some countries, sometimes in the UK and sometimes in the United States, for example, they had evaluated a school. For example, a school in a very poor, difficult context. And the results of this school were lower than another schools in a very favorable context. And sometimes the results of this school that, on the other hand, was doing a very good social contribution to this poor or lower social level student, having closed it because they didn't accommodate to the standards, the general standards set by the authorities. And I think that is bad.
Yes.
Because if this school, for example, is in a particular situation that is improving,
it's improving still, yes.
Producing better results and is improving the situation of the people, I think should be helped,
so
not eliminated.
We're running out of time, sadly, but one thing I'm interested in, how do you see your network developing in the next few years? What do you hope happens from this network? What's your hopes for it? What's your dreams for this network?
Well, I am convener of this network I've been convener for 4 years, so I'm quite young, and I don't know, I am not personally very young, but I am quite young as lead convener. And well, I'm satisfied of this process because the interest of the network is increasing. There are more papers. Well, this year I think is a very critical year, perhaps because of the critical financial situation, but the contributions are increasing. There are more papers, even more context, as I say, and well, there are papers interesting about different aspects, or sometimes general aspects of the quality of education. Some of them, for example, this morning presented the situation in Finland, or a professor from this country, and compare the situation with Norway, for example. What are the reasons of the success of the education in Finland, and what are the reasons of, well, not so good success in Norway, for example. It was very interesting indeed. And I think I am quite optimistic.
So more of that comparative work may be hopeful for the future.
Not necessarily comparative, but, well, could be comparative.
No, it sounds very hopeful, and I hope that people who watch this interview will feel that they too want to participate in the network, perhaps over the next few years.
I hope so.
Well, thank you very much for coming to our studio today.
Thank you very much.